Hi guys, my name is Butler, and for my capstone presentation, my capstone project this year, I decided to do a solar powered fan. There we go. So, where I got this idea from is I was always fascinated of how people use solar energy to power the appliances within their house, and so I wanted to work with that more. And my first idea was using solar energy to power washing machines and dryers, and I thought that wasn't realistic for the time that I had and the budget that I had. So I got to the idea of phone chargers, a solar phone charger, but as I did more research on that, I saw that it's been done a million times before, and I sort of didn't want to spend my whole year on something that's been done so many times before, so that's how I got to the idea of So my desired outcome for the project is a portable fan that runs completely on solar energy. So starting this project, I wanted to start by familiarizing myself with electricity and solar energy. So I started with a multimeter lab where I set up a multimeter and designed a circuit around it and played with different resistors and batteries and got different voltages with that. And then I did a solar cell lab where I connected a solar cell to a DC motor. And for those who don't know, the DC motor is what you can connect to the fan blades on a fan, and it gives it the circular motion that you need for a fan. And then this is the third project that I did. I took a fan out of an old projector generator thing, and I connected it to a battery pack, and this picture over here that you see is a cooling joint space. So starting the building process of my final project, I started with sketches and did pros and cons list for the sketches. So this top one, I thought the best part about the top one is that the solar panel would always have access to the sun, and so it would always have a good angle to the sun. But the bad part was that it was sort of bulky, and that it just wasn't as portable as I wanted it to be. And then for this one on the bottom right here, I thought that was a very good design, but ultimately the DC motor that I had to end up using was too big for this design, so I couldn't end up doing it. So starting my prototype, this is the 3D printed fan that I ended up using on the side right here. And these are all of the materials that I ordered. This gray thing right here, I don't know if you can see it right here. But that is the original DC motor that I plan to use. And what under it is the solar panel, and I ordered all this stuff, and I was really excited, and then none of it ended up working. So I had to sort of figure some things out. So me and my mentor, Mr. Kojal, were sort of working in the makerspace one day, and Ms. Rathman had a DC motor in the back that she hadn't used in I don't know how long. It looks really old, and it had dust on it and stuff. But she had pulled it out of the back, and this is what it looked like. And we were testing it with the whole solar panel that I had been using for 2 weeks with no success. And we're like, let's just try it with this DC motor. And this DC motor ended up working. So this is the DC motor that I used for my end project. And my first original design that I wanted for my prototype was a box fan. So I did a four-sided box, and there was going to be a shelf across the middle. And the motor was going to sit in the middle of the shelf, and the fan was going to be in the middle. And when I did the peer review session, they basically told me they didn't like it. And so I had to sort of adjust the design according to the feedback that I got. So according to the feedback that I got, this is what the final design looks like. And so the fan sits on a platform, and the solar panel connects to it, and you can take it off. And so you can sort of put the solar panel wherever you want it to be, and it has a lot of portability that way. So the test that I conducted for my experiment is I wrapped a thermometer in a piece of cloth and I saturated it in water, and then I put it in front of the fan for 10 minutes, and I marked the temperature for that 10 minutes, and these are the results. I varied the start temperature, and so the start temperature is always much higher, but it always drops dramatically and then sort of levels off. So for all three, it does that. Levels off. And so I had concluded that the cooling effect was efficient. And the limitation that I had was the motor that I had to use and the time that I had, because ultimately I only had the time for 3 trials, so that wasn't enough for me to generalize the results. So reflection, so as I reflect on the past year of doing the STEM capstone, it has really helped me be a better planner, because in the past years I didn't really plan anything. If I had an idea, I just do it. And working with Ms. Darling and Mr. Kojo this year, they sort of helped me plan out my ideas, and that way I have a better rate of success rather than just executing my ideas and having to fail much more times. I would have a much higher rate of success the first time. And so, thank you for that. So, acknowledgements, I mentioned Mr. Kojo, the STEM capstone teacher, Ms. Darling, and the engineering teacher, Ms. Rathman. Thank you to all of you. Any questions? Yes.
Did you say RDM?
RDM, so the whole third trimester is basically RDM. So all the descriptive statistics and inference data, like all of that you learn in RDM is the entire trimester. So if you pay attention in RDM and I'm making you laugh, I know you're serious. If you did well at RDM, you learn your stuff, the third trimester is going to be easy. If you did it, I don't know. Any other questions?